Happy Friday, folks. So today I'm going to change the course a little bit, lighten up a little bit in our self-love series. And I'm going to talk to you about two things. First one I'm going to talk to you about is female BDE energy. I got that, so I could talk on that. And I'm going to talk to you about the number one biohacking trick to getting anyone to like you. Okay? So those are my two topics. Real light and easy. If you feel like tuning in, great. So first one, let's talk about BDE energy, okay? So for those that don't know, I apologize for the language ahead of time. BDE means big dick energy. Excuse my language. You're with me, okay? BDE. What is that? All right? So I want to talk to you about why I say I have such huge energy like that, okay? Because the energy that I am talking about belongs to the kingdom of God. It belongs to my Father. And no one has larger energy than that. Therefore, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm animating that energy is as big as it's gonna get, okay? And the reason I'm making jokes and this kind of thing, but I want to talk to you seriously about having this type of energy and why it protects you and why it is everything is simple. It's very, very simple, okay? This is the energy that brings everything towards you. This is the energy that is the force that is everything in the world. This is attracting, okay? But what it does is it forces people to level up if they want to approach me. Why? Because, okay, gender has nothing to do with energy, okay? You are carrying both the divine masculine and the divine feminine within you. All right? That energy is 100% inside you. It has nothing to do with gender. When you start embodying both in equal balance, you now have a force that is incredible. It's felt, okay? And as a result, strangers come up to you and say, I don't know what it is about you, Sen, but I gotta follow you. I don't know if this is gonna sound weird. I know it sounds like a pickup line, but there is something about you that I need to get to know, right? This energy, I hear this more than anything else. But the reason I hear it is because the number one man that I'm married to 100% of the time, okay, is God. And I say man, I say both feminine and masculine energy, the whole image, okay? There's no energy bigger than that, all right? So what that means is, as a result, I'm only going to attract men that are at that level so that they can show me my divine masculine. So it's a shortcut, okay? It also helps, and I'll explain why. This is the next part of it because I'm not going to make this a long lecture. This is a quick hit, all right? It also helps because the reason that you fall in love with anyone is because you've fallen in love with your reflection. So the way to get someone to fall in love with you is so simple. You take the biohacking trick of the century. You stop pulling out your hair, you stop making effort, you stop using the law of reverse effort against you, and you start using it for yourself, okay? And what you do is very simple. You mirror everything that they do. You become exactly like them until they recognize themselves in you, and boom, they're in love. Because everyone wants their counterpart energy. This has nothing to do with gender at all. So I don't care what your preferences are, who floats your boat, and anything else. I am telling you the number one way to stop stressing over relationships, to stop stressing and putting in more effort, to stop being taken for granted. All of this is to use the energy that already is before you in your favor, okay? That's my biggest thing. So when you mirror somebody, that is 100% the way to get someone to fall in love with you. It is the easiest way. It's the shortcut. I don't care who says what. And two things happen. You do not waste your time with someone who intended to play tricks with you. Okay? Another thing happens. The person that may have initially thought that you were just another person, just intrigue the hell out of them, because you're not doing the typical behavior, and they'll go, and they zero in on you. Okay? How do I know this? Who in the hell is the mirror expert? Mirror consciousness expert? Okay? This is a hack. Stop trying to drive yourself mad. Stop trying to do all this crazy effort. Simply understand what I've been saying all along. Yeah? In love is love reflected. You want to handle your shadow, you want your shadow to love you, match efforts. This is universally true. Okay? Ria, what do you mean by mirror somebody, mirror effort? Okay. I mean, good question. I mean this, okay? This is for my younger generation. For us older folk, we have grown-ass conversations, so this is a little different. But for my younger generation, I'm going to give you the easiest example of this, okay? When you get a text from somebody that is WYD, it's not even a full sentence, it's not anything, okay? This is not the time to answer with a dissertation. This is not the time to answer right away. This is not the time to form full sentences. Why? Because they didn't take the time to do it. Right? So my answer would be of the same caliber of which they put forth. So when I get a WYD, sorry, I'm dyslexic, y'all. WYD, when I get that, my answer might be like busy, unsure. Show minimal effort. Okay? Because I'm not going to put in more effort than I have to. This is not smart business. I've explained this before. If you own a business and all of your employees, you paid them regardless of whether they did work or not, who's going to work a lot harder than anyone else? You. Does it make sense to do the work that they're supposed to be doing and pay them anyway? It's not smart business. So when I say mirror efforts, I mean mirror efforts. You become exactly as they are. I might get in trouble for this. I know, because gentlemen, you're about to not stand a chance against all these women that are about to show up just like you are. But it's about time you guys realize this. You have this energy within you anyway. You are the projector. You want your counterbalance energy. So in order to do that, you have to become them. And if you have someone in mind, you simply mirror them. And then you have solved the mystery. Why? Because every instance that you have fallen in love, you have fallen in love with your reflection. So this is how you flip the script. I'm an expert at this, I know. Okay? Always flip the script. Okay? And something really beautiful happens. People treat you different. They start wanting to hang out with you. They'll be like, there's something different about you. You feel like home. There's something so peaceful. I gotta be around it. I don't know what it is, right? And everybody has felt this energy before. And so what you're feeling is the very same energy you have in yourself. Yes, Tammy, if someone ghosts you with no explanation, you do the same. Okay? The reason that is you're by process of elimination, you are doing two things with this, okay? If someone had no intention of being kind, being generous, being, getting involved with you in any way, shape, or form, and they put very minimum effort and you put very little minute effort, you just eliminated years of heartache. Let them go. When someone wants to walk out of your life, you hold the door open. Right? Okay. The reason that is because love is absolute freedom. A lot of these women and men that want to conform into their ideal and all of this kind of stuff, and they're trying to force a square peg into, you can do it, but you're gonna be miserable in the process, because you're gonna tolerate a whole lot of stuff that you wouldn't, all in the hopes that they're gonna work out, when all you really have to do is become like them, mirror their efforts, and this way you eliminate anyone that intended to hurt you in the first place. And then anyone who sticks around, they're sticking around for the long haul because they've recognized themselves in you. Now your relationship has a real potential. But you have to be willing to walk away. Because if not, I'll tell you what happens, okay? And this comes from my childhood upbringing, okay? My ex told me this, my father's daughter. He said, I'm gonna get in trouble with the men on the team by telling you this secret, Sin, but the relationship is with you. You're deciding what is acceptable and what's not. And for some reason, this generation has forgotten that. And therefore, they're tolerating things that they wouldn't. But the funny thing is, since day one, men have not changed. They're like the little boy that wants to see how far they can get away with something, because that tests their limits. Literally, he said this to me, and I thought about that. And that's exactly what people do. So if you don't have these boundaries, then they know they can walk all over them. That's why it's important to have them. And yes, it may mean that you may lose someone, okay? But what you lost was heartache. What you lost was years of questioning whether or not you were worthy. What you lost is years of putting forth more effort than they will ever put in with you. What you lost is nothing compared to every type of peace that you gain from allowing the right person to come into your life. So it's a good trick. It's a biohack, I know, but please, please, mirror, mirror, mirror. If you fell in love with your reflection, then that's what you want your shadow to do, fall in love with its reflection. You're simply, it's a biohacking, most people, you guys don't realize your oneness. So because of that, you have trouble in the 3D world. You haven't realized that the only thing on display is your experience in reverse, And by reverse, I mean in a reverse order of energy. It's your counterpart energy, but it's you. It's a mirror. It's always been a mirror, And the best part, yes, absolutely, Chenlin. Those people that you said doors wide open, always come back. They have trouble leaving. They have trouble leaving. But you have to be brave enough to say it. The type of people that never want to leave you, that always want to stay with you, that kind of thing, do so voluntarily. If it feels like an obligation, that's not love. That's not divine love anyway. The beauty of love like this is that despite being able to have whoever they want, they chose you, and vice versa. But it's an absolute total freedom, an absolute total trust. So you walk different, you talk different. But there's no fear in this union because you're able to express yourself, your needs, your anything, and you're totally yourself, and it's safe, and you never have to worry that they want to leave you. They don't have to agree, but you have to worry about, oh, they might leave me if I don't behave the way they want me to. That's not a relationship. So I hope this helps. I made joke of the BDE energy, but I'm serious, ladies. All of you have it. And if you learn to embrace it, you level up automatically because you're the projector. And I'll be quite honest. Okay? Quite honest. We all know that the feminine energy is whole. We all know this, right? Everything begins as the feminine and then eventually becomes masculine. Okay? Which means the feminine has a lot to teach the masculine about embracing both energies. But they do have it. Okay? This has been true since the beginning of time. It goes back to Aristotle and Plato when they were talking about what human beings were actually are. And this is so true. We still are like this. We just cannot see it. We were described as having 2 heads, 4 arms, and 4 legs, meaning counterpart energy and 2 bodies on 1 body, if you can picture that. This is still true. Whatever you're choosing to embody, masculine or feminine, is irrelevant. You still have both energies. If you can tap into both and start projecting that, your ideal becomes as you are. That's the shortcut. This is why I always say that your self-concepts and all of this stuff should not be focused on anything having to do with them being the one, because we're doing that backwards. We're absolutely doing that backwards. It's never about them being the one, okay? Because when you know you're the one, everyone wants you to be the one, so they come to you. But if you don't know you're the one, you get a crapshoot. You never know what you're gonna get, because in love is love reflected, and since you don't know you're the one, they can't know you're the one, so they have no commitment. You see how the mirror serves you? It's because you don't know, so you have to find out what you do know by what you don't know. And so in that case, that's why the outer shows up this way. It has to show you what you're being inside. That's the greatest act of love. Them not recognizing you is actually an act of love, because it means that you don't recognize that you're the prize. And so they have to demonstrate it. Once you understand that, you can forgive it, you can let it go and be like, oh, thank you for helping me realize that I didn't know I was the one, right? With that kind of forgiveness, you can then now let it go. And now when you really truly know you're the one, you allow for all the people to show up as you are, which is, you know, number one thing, confirmation of self-loving mastery right there. When 3D proves that all the work that you've done on yourself shows up differently. And it's like I always tell you, it's not out there. You are working on you in here. What you do in here mirrors out, and that's so, so, so key. So, guys, I hope this helps. It was not meant to be a long lecture. I know you guys, it's Friday. People are supposedly maskless now, thanks to the little Earth fairy around or whatever. I don't know. But, so I'm sure you want to have fun. It's nice weather. Go enjoy. But really, truly, if you're looking for a hack, the hack of all hacks, okay, this way you know up front, simply mirror efforts. Because if you fell in love with your reflection, then the opposite is exactly true. The only thing you have to do is become the reflection. It's a good hack, you guys. I'm telling you, it's a good hack. It always works. Always, I'm living proof. I promise. I promise. I promise. Put it to the test. The best part about what I said is, in love is love reflected. Use this. It's a hack. Love you. Bye, guys.